Hi, Dave Snyder here. It is July the 11th, 2012. Okay, so a couple new discoveries here, a couple new impacts. This is the same crater I always work with. This crater has hit the Earth many times, and look, I don't spend thousands of hours on things like this to try to fool anybody or try to give out disinformation or anything like that. I know what I'm seeing here, and if you don't see it and you don't believe it, that's your choice. That's your choice completely. I'm just trying to point out the truth. I mean, the reason why, because it changes the Earth's entire geologic history. It absolutely does. And every time I hear them talk about how mountains are made, how this and that, is made or whatever or created, it's a ridiculous lie. They're total lies. And I'm not saying I don't believe in plate tectonics or continental drift. I do. I'm sure they're happening. Okay, but you got to include the moon hitting the Earth in the continental drift part, because it makes the continents drift. It creates the continents, basically. The moon hitting the Earth creates the super volcanoes that create the continents. Every inch of land on the Earth has been hit by the moon. Every single inch. Every inch. You can go anywhere on the Earth and find something from the moon. Okay, I'm telling you that right now. I'm not doing this for fun, and I'm not doing it to try to fool people. All right, I'm not. It really. I mean, I'm not. I wouldn't do that. Okay, I'm not that type of person. I'm just trying to point out the truth. If you don't want to know it, then don't worry about it. All right, don't worry about it. And most people don't want to know because it's kind of a depressing subject. The moon hitting the Earth. I guess it is. But if it happens and it's true, then it's you got to face that. You got to snap out of your denial and just look into it and see. Stop believing what NASA says, because they're full of shit. That's all there is to it. I mean, really, they are. They're full of shit. They never landed on the moon. They don't tell you the right size of the moon. They don't tell you anything about the moon hitting the Earth, and it's totally in your face. It's totally in your face. So just wake up. I'm not. I mean, really. Seriously. Wake up. Everybody wonders what's going on, and on YouTube I see all these videos and everybody's talking about planet. This is Planet X. The moon is a planet. It's like 3 times the size they tell you. It's 3 times the size they tell you. And I know it's hard to believe me and not them, but you can believe whatever you want. Like I said, believe what you want. Okay, this is the new one that I just discovered this morning, because what I did is I took China, like I had before, showed you before. China and South America were layered at one time. I don't know what was on top of the other. Probably Asia was on top. I have no idea, because South America is the only high elevations are really in the Andes area, Andes mountain range, and the rest is pretty much jungle and delta areas and stuff like that, right? Okay, but I don't know. I'm not saying which one was on top. I don't know. I could probably figure it out eventually, but I don't know right now. Okay, so what I did is I know that this was together this way, just like this. Okay, so I fade that like that a little bit, and when I do that, here, let me bring it in Africa too. Africa, and I'm sorry I haven't brought in the North American continent or Australia into this yet, supercontinent yet, but I'm sure it goes. What it is it's hard to find where they go, because they move around. They've been in certain different locations, just like these ones too, but I'm able to put these together a little bit easier. That's all. The other ones are just, I'll get to those points eventually. I mean, I know that they hit those continents because I've aligned the craters over them already, but I just don't know where they go into the supercontinent during this point. All right, but you can see right here. Look, see that big circular shape right there? That's with the Africa in place, right there. Okay, see that? Okay, but I know from doing my overlays over in Asia and around the Himalayas that I know where that one goes, and it's the same Mare Oriental crater. Well, here it is. This is it, right here. Okay, that's the one, and it's lined up just like I lined it up over in Asia. Okay, pretty much. And I'm not saying it's perfect at the moment, but it's perfect in South America. I looked it over in South America. It's pretty good. But you can see. You can see it goes there. This hits here, and that's a new one. That's a new one that I haven't shown yet. Okay, so now we have 1, and we have 2, and we have 3, and we have 4, and 5 of the same crater. Okay, all the same crater hitting the supercontinent. And you can believe this or not, But you know what? The Mayan calendar is a picture of that crater. I've looked it over. And that's all theory. I'm sure it is. But this part is not theory. If these maps are correct, the ones that the government gives us, they're all from them. All these images I'm using are from them. Okay, if they're correct, then the moon's hit the Earth a bunch of times, and what I'm saying is absolutely true. That's all I can say about that, if you believe it or not. I mean, like I said, this is not hidden from you anymore. It's right in your face. You can do this yourself, just like I did. Free version of Google Earth. You can use all you need is Google Earth and Microsoft Paint. You don't even need Microsoft Paint. Just a way to flip the image over is all you need. Okay, and you can get the images off the internet. So it's available to you. I mean, it is. So don't, tell me I'm wrong, because if you haven't looked into it and put over 1,000 hours into it like I have, then you don't know. Okay, unless you've done that, then you don't know. That's all I can say about that. I'm not really pissed off about it. It just gets to be irritating when you can see that this is like the most important thing that answers every question on the damn planet, right? That's the frustrating part. Is the part where you watch a documentary about the Earth and the Himalayas or whatever, and they tell you that it was all from India colliding with Asia, and maybe that's true, but you leave out the part that the moon pushes India into Asia or something. You leave that part out, then there's a big hole in your story. And look at the big holes in the story. There's big holes in the story all over the place. This is how the supercontinent was. Okay, I don't care what. This is the way the maps they give us. This is the way it was. I'm not wrong. I am not wrong. So here's another one. I got another new one to show you here. Just a second. Get this one back up here. Okay, let me just show you how this fits in South America first. See, I lined it up like this over China to get it right over China. Then I turned off China, turned off Africa, and then I looked it over in South America to see if everything lined up right. Okay? Okay, here, well, let's just check it out. Okay? Right here, there's that crater. Right here. Okay, we can see that pretty much. See the curve right here? There's a curve. See this? See, there's a mark for everything in this crater. Everything. See that? It looks like it might go over. This might go over a little bit right there, but you can see there's a round spot there too. So it could be just a. It ain't off. It's perfect because I've checked it all over these little small areas. Look at this right here. This is there. Look. See that? I mean, it takes practice looking at these pictures, but everything is here. Everything. There was a little spot, one little area. I mean, you can just look right here. Look at this right here. You see what I mean? It's there, and you know it is. So snap out of your denial. And, I mean, it's really simple to do. If I can do it, it's simple. Okay, it's not. I'm not. If it was too hard, I wouldn't even do it. I wouldn't do it myself. I mean, if I didn't discover something every day, every single day, and I do this every day, pretty much a little bit for at least an hour or two. Okay, I mean. Every day, trying to get the information out to try to point out to you that you're being lied to. I don't really care about the moon hitting the Earth. The point is we're being lied to about everything else, and they leave that out of the story, and you got these people coming on TV that are from the government, USGS, on these documentaries that are lying through their teeth. They don't tell you this. I mean, if they're not lying, then they're leaving they're leaving the main part out of the story. Okay, maybe you could consider it not lying, but I consider it lying. Because they know. Maybe some of the scientists that are on there don't know. Maybe they don't. But the government knows. The government knows. I guarantee they know. And here's the new one. Here's another new one right here. This creates all this, or shapes all this. It doesn't create it possibly, but it hits right here. Watch. It hits right here. This is Crisium, right here. This is Crisium crater on the moon. We see this when the moon's out in full. We see that crater. We can see it. Okay, now look over here. Look at this area right here. All right, and look at the shape of this thing. And it fits all up here too. I wish it was a more clear image, but it is what it is. It goes right there. If you can't see that, if you cannot see that fits right there, then I don't know what to say. But it goes right there. Look it up here. It fits up here too, right here. Look. I mean, it goes there, people. It's just another one. Crisium. I mean, I'm sure there's a few more on there that I haven't discovered yet. I'm sure of it, because I haven't even worked on all the craters yet on the moon yet. I'm getting there. I'm pretty much got them all covered. Almost got them all covered. But look at that. Indonesia, New Zealand, all that. Right there. So there's, oh, let me turn the borders on so you can see that too. Look. Look at that. Look at this whole area. Look. There it is. There's your you know, that's why it's frustrating when it's like the most important scientific discovery by any regular person that ever. I mean, and I know that other people know this. I know it. But I'm the only one bringing it out to the public, and you may think that's a bad thing, but no, it's not. The truth is always the best thing. Always the best thing. That's what they say. The truth shall set you free. Okay, well, I know now. Since I've discovered this, it's answered all my questions. I have no question on what killed the dinosaurs or what killed everything or whatever. I have no questions in my mind at all. I know exactly what did it. Exactly what did it. And this is it. Planet X. The moon is Planet X. Whether, I mean, there maybe there is a different Planet X, but this is the planet that hits the Earth. Okay, and the moon is a planet. Look how big it is. It is actually this big. Pretty close to this size right here. Within 100 miles at least of this size. Right here. It's almost the size of the Earth. Almost the same size as the Earth, as you can see. Almost the same size. Just a little bit smaller, but not much. So it's a planet. It's as big as Mars. It's as big as Mars, if not bigger. I mean, that's when they say a Mars-sized planet hit the Earth to create the moon. Well, you got to take the little bits and pieces of the truth, or of what they say is the truth, and create your own truth, because it is a Mars-sized planet that hit the Earth, and it was the moon. See, it didn't create the moon; it was the moon. See, that's where they give you like these partial truths, right? A Mars-sized planet hit the Earth to create the moon. Okay, no, a Mars-sized planet hit the Earth. It was the moon. All right, you got that? It was the moon, and it's a Mars-sized planet. All right, I'll leave it right there at that. That's a good ending right there, I think. Think about that.